Yes, good morning, 8th class. Welcome back to the same chapter how the trade just changed into territory. So, yesterday we have discussed why the British they entered in India. So, what purpose they were having at that time, and later on they have developed a new purpose in which they started controlling the territories of India, but the motive was same, that to earn maximum profit by getting maximum concessions at that time. So dear, I'm just start reading the Battle of Plassey. When Alwardi Khan died in 1756, Sirajudollah became the Nawab of Bengal. The company was worried about his power and keen on a puppet ruler who would willingly give trade concessions and other privileges. So he tried, though without success, to help one of Sirajudolah's rivals become the Nawab. Sirajudollah asked the company to stop changing all such things, stop fortification, and he also don't want to give a large amount of uh, revenue to the Britishers. But all the negotiations failed. The Nawab marched with 3,000 soldiers to the English factory at Qasim Bazar, captured the company official, locked the warehouses, and he marched to the Calcutta also to establish control over the company's fort. On hearing the news of the in the Calcutta, the company official in Madras sent forces under the command of Robert Clive, reinforced by naval fleets. So Robert Clive led the company's army against Sirajudollah at Plassey. So one of the main reasons the defeat of Nawab was that the forces led by Mir Jafar, that is one of the Sirajudollah commander, never fought the battle. As we have discussed this yesterday also, in our previous video also, that Mir Jafar, he just was on the side of the Britishers. He didn't want to fight with Britishers. He just want to be a Nawab of Bengal on the place of Sirajudollah. So that's why the Battle of Plassey became in the hands was lost by the Sirajudollah, and the Bengal came into the hands of uh, Britishers. So it was a major first victory of company, because at that time the Bengal was considered one of the richest areas of India. So after the defeat of the Plassey, Sirajudollah was defeated and the Mir Jafar made the Nawab. But the company was unwillingly to take all the responsibility. So they made Mir Jafar the Nawab, those who take care of the responsibilities of the people. But the main privileges were given to the Britishers. Soon the company discovered that this was rather very much difficult. Even the puppet Nawabs were not always as helpful to the company, because somewhere the Nawab has to take care of the state, also has to take care of the people also, because he was also responsible towards their citizens, towards their people. So again a war was fought between Mir Qasim and the British. That was the battle fought at Buxar in 1764. Now again Mir Jafar lost the war, so he has to pay 5 lakhs every month, but the company wanted more money. Means the greed, it was increasing day by day of the British. Again the company wanted more money for their wars, and he just want to meet all the demands of the trade with all that expenses. So Mir Jafar died in 1765. Now the company mood has changed. Having failed to work with puppet Nawabs, Clive declared, we must indeed become Nawabs ourselves. Finally, in 1765, the Mughal Empire appointed the company as the Diwan of the provinces of Bengal. The Diwani allowed the company to use the vast resources of Bengal. Now, it has changed a major problem that the company had earlier faced. The early 18th century, its trade with India has expanded. It had to buy most of the goods in India with gold and silver imported from Britain. This was because at that time Britain has no goods to sell in India. The outflow of the gold from Britain slowed after the Battle of Plassey. As I have told you earlier, they brought their gold and silver from the Britain. But after the Battle of Plassey, they started taking the things from here with the money of the revenue of the Bengal. So they were purchasing the things with our money, the Indians' money, and then they took that things to England and sell there on their own prices. Mean they have not invested anything. They have not put any money in the trade, but they are earning the all money from the trade. They were having all the proper money with them, and the Bengal, they were losing its big revenue things, because at that time the all the money it was used by the Britishers for the trading purpose. So this was because at that time the outflow of gold from Britain slowed after the Battle of Plassey. Now revenue from India could finance companies' expenses. Expenses means their living expenditure. The all the basic needs of company was fulfilled by the Bengal. Means not a single penny was spent by themselves on them. They were not spending any single money on themselves, their own money, but they are spending the whole money, they are taking the whole money from Bengal. So these revenue could be purchased cotton, silk, textile in India. Maintain company troops. Yes, company troops. Now I'm just want to tell you what was the company troops. Company troops at that time, because they are British company, they have to deal with the Nawabs also, so they have to fight with the Nawabs and other people. So what they have done, they have maintained their own army. Still the things were very much same. They are maintaining their army but on the expenses of Bengal. So it was the company's rule. Now the next, company official became Nawabs. What does it mean? To be a Nawab? It means, of course, acquire more power and authority, but it also means something else. Each company servant began to have vision to living like Nawabs. They started living like Nawabs, just like the rulers of the area. After, when they saw that all the Nawabs living here, they are having a royal feel, a royal food, royal places, all such things are maintained with the revenue of the state. So they also started following such kind of things. After the Battle of Plassey, the actual Nawabs of Bengal were forced to give land and vast sum of money as personal gifts to company officials. And the Robert Clive had come to Madras from England. Now it is Chennai. In 1743, at the age of 18, when he left India, Indian it in 1767, fortune was worth 4 lakh 1102. It's of price. So when he was appointed governor of Bengal in 1764, he was asked to remove corruption in company administration. But he himself cross-examined in 1772 by the British Parliament, which was suspicious to his vast wealth. means they have taken a lot of amount of gold, silver from here. So he was having nothing when he came to India, but he was one of the become the richest person when he was become the governor of after become the governor of Bengal. So it is not one person he was doing the corruption at that time. The British officials at every level they were doing the corruption according to their level. The only thing that they were uh, taking their all of expenses from Bengal and sending their salary to England. So all the company officials they were succeeded in making money like this. So many died in early death in India due to disease and war, and would not be right to regard all of them as a corrupt and dishonest. So Britain, all the people went to Britain, lead a comfortable life. So the company rule expand. If we analyze the process of annexation of Indian states by the East India Company from 1757 to 1857, it was 100 years of the rule of the company. If we are talking about, the company rarely launched direct military attacks. Only some of the military attacks they have done. The first one, two won the main, the Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar. Later on, they have indulged themselves and the Indian to in some of the treaties. And due to that treaties, later on or by and by, they were able to make the Indian territories, people, and all the laws, administration under them. So they were very much intelligent by their mind. They have used the mind only here. To settle all the things, they have used the money from Indians, they have used the manpower of Indians, even in the battles also. The two types of army they were having. One, the Indian soldiers in British army. Second, the British soldiers in British army. The things were very much different. These two type of army they were having. But at the time of war, the maximum people, the maximum soldiers who fought against the Indian rulers, they were also Indians. But they were the employee of Britishers. So in British army. So they are getting less salary than the British soldiers, but at the time of war, they stand in front of the army and they fought against the Indian sepoys or the Indian soldiers. So such kind of condition was there when the people they have died, when the soldiers they have died in the war, the things were same. On the both side, only the Indians were killed. So that is all for the day, and in next video we will discuss the next things. Thank you.